Hello.
Hello.
It's us.
Yes, it is.
It's us.
What a double act.
I know. Love it. Allan Stewart,
Can't believe
everybody, in the kitchen. I mean, I know you're watching Susie Wong in Sydney, and I know that there's,
Susie Wong.
well, Susanna Pearman Bradley, who remembers you from 50 years ago.
Oh, don't say it, please.
In the pantomime
In the pavilion.
In the pavilion. Susanna and I were at school together, so
Right.
she was a dedicated.
So that was the first one then,
Tender.
Cinderella, my very first panto. Your first panto, Cinderella?
It wasn't my first.
Oh, it wasn't your first one?
No, but for those of you who love pantomime, Allan is, I think it's fair to say, the prince, the king.
The Queen. Yeah, well, last year in Edinburgh was my 27th as Dame.
Wow.
No, 25th as Dame, 27th in the Edinburgh Kings, or we're in the festival at the moment because the Kings is closed. But yeah, 27th.
27.
Just in the one place, yeah. There's about 45 is them all in, but 27 is, and 25 dressed as a woman. Because I'm a woman sometimes, you know.
Anyone in Scotland will know that pantomime is just part of our culture, but it's a very specific art form. I think it's fair to say, I think we have to call it an art form.
Well, I think it is. I mean, the thing that amazes most people that don't know anything about it is, it really is now, the standard is a major musical.
Yeah.
And we put it on in 10 days. And the rest of the country put it on in 10 days. And we learn everything in 10 days and put it on. And musicals in London will take you 6-8 weeks to rehearse, you know.
But you also write scripts.
Well, I do the comedy side of the scripts, yeah.
So you would spend how long writing that?
Well, I start doing it from, as soon as we finish one, I'm putting ideas down, and I haven't really seen the script yet. I'm getting it next week, and then I start slotting my bits in and working out. But I've written 2 or 3 songs already for it, but it's really, it's a joy. It's not a hardship, you know. I love it every year.
Well, to give those who are watching for the first time, or even not for the first time, who regularly watch, normally we do music. I may throw in a song. You never.
I liked it better when you started, and it was all upside down. Remember? Do you remember that? I watched you the first few shows, and I said, "What's she doing?" It was all like that.
I didn't have the technological skills.
You've got it now, though.
Oh, well,
It looks
I mean,
lovely.
Look, it's just a phone.
Yes, I know, but it's fantastic. That's what they're using on television now. People are using phones.
I know, it is incredible. We're going to talk a wee bit about, because unusually, we don't normally, it's not a chat show, and I know that Kate Loughery in Glasgow will be sitting with a gin and tonic with my Uncle Alistair Gillis.
Oh,
and
Uncle Alistair. I love Uncle Alistair.
And Aunt Angela.
And Aunt Angela. I love them both. I haven't seen them for a while.
Well, they will all be sitting with a gin and tonic, and Kate says to them regularly, will she just get on with it? You're not the only person.
You do talk a lot, I must admit.
No.
The golfer doesn't. So I'm going to read you out. There's a whole bunch of people.
Okay.
When they knew that you were going to be in this. Now, Neil Strachan, Fiona, ask Allan about the short shirt, long shirt sketch.
Short sleeves, short sleeves. Yeah, that's the one where I run up and down the stage. There's Grant at one side, Jordan or Andy in his day at the other side. And he would say, are you going to get a short shirt for the short shirt? And I'd say it, and then I'd run over to there. And we're back and forth about it. It's a very, very funny sketch. I do like that sketch, the short shirt sketch.
And kids love it. I mean,
Yes.
it is, because it's just silly.
Silly, yes. Running is silly.
Well, we were going to talk more about pantomime and also The Wizard of Oz, but I want to tell you who's been writing in to say that they totally love you. So James Walker, Sue Pearman, Susanna Pearman Bradley, Andrew Devine remembers the radio show. Do you remember your radio
I only
show?
had 2 people listening, so he must have been one of them. It's a Tuesday night at 10 o'clock.
And did it run for long?
It ran for quite a while, and then I had to leave under what's called as a cloud, which we won't go into.
We're not going into that. We are so not going into that. You're not allowed to say anything.
Oh no,
And
I
the
wouldn't
golfer-
dream of saying it.
Now-
Listen, that'd have been cancelled if it had been today. Anyway, never mind. Carry on.
Now, Marjorie Orr, the great astrologer,
Oh, yes,
regularly
yes.
watches. She's moved to Britain. if you don't know Marjorie Orr, you should, because she's one of our
I know
finest
Marjorie Orr, yes.
astrologers. She said, did she see you in La Cage aux Folles?
No.
I'm thinking it was
It's
the
the producers,
producers.
yeah. I played Roger de Brie, which was a man in a dress.
Yeah.
So it was a man's head, but he wore a dress a lot of the time. So that was the producers, yeah.
Yeah, so Marjorie, it wasn't La Cage aux Folles, but you could be in that. That you would be good in
I
that.
quite fancy that. Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
great role.
Yeah, yeah. I am what I am.
That's the musical content.
That's
for
it, that's
today.
it. Yeah.
Or I could sing.
Oh, yes, on you go. Give us a wee song.
Would you like a Northeast song?
What?
A song from the Northeast?
Yeah, one of those Hedrum Hodrum.
Okay, well, I do it.
One of those ones.
Okay, Francis, he loves this one.
Okay, on you go.
That's because it's about the fishing industry. Now, you've got to look enthusiastic.
I'm very enthusiastic. I love it.
It was written by Ewan McCall, the late, great Ewan McCall.
Oh, I know his work.
So, come awa ye fisher lassies, come awa wi me. Frae Cairn, Balgan, Gamely and frae Inverallarchy, frae Bucky and frae Aberdeen and all the country round, where a water got the head and where a water Yarmouth tune. Now you rise up in the morning with a bundle in your hand, be at the station early or you'll surely hate to stand. Tak plenty to eat and a kettle for your tea, or you'll maybe die of hunger on the way to Yarmouth Quay. Now the journey is a langin', it takes a day or twa, and when you reach your lodging, sure you soon asleep you'll fall. But you'll rise at 5 with the sleepstone in your ear, and you'll wait to find the cotton yards along the Yarmouth Quay. Now there's coopers, there are cuters, there are buyers can you choose. There's lassies at the picklin' and others at the creel, and you'll wish the fish had all been left in the sea by the time you fish had gotten heading on the Yarmouth Quay. Now it's early in the morning till late into the night. Your hands are cotton jackets and you look an sick, and you'll greet like a bear, then you pit them in the brie, and you'll wish you were 1,000 miles away from Yarmouth Quay.
That's it?
No.
Oh, God almighty.
I've got it fish in Lerwick and Stornoway and Shields. I've worked along the Humber among the Barrows and the Creels. Whitby, Grimsby, I've travelled up and down, but the place that got the heading is the quay at Yarmouth Tune.
Fantastic.
That could be good for your panto.
Yes, lovely. Oh, I need a few more verses though.
It's a story.
Oh, is that what? I wasn't listening to the words. I was just hearing. I could do it now. Oh, the wee fish hitting dory hitting cheer and who, hitting cheer a hitting.
Look, this is part of our culture.
Oh, it's wonderful. I love it. I love it.
I mean, I would think your pantomime audiences would be, they'd rave about this.
Well, give it to the director and see what he thinks.
You haven't actually invited me to be in any of your pantos in the last 27 years.
Because you're too grand. Or is it 1,500 now?
Oh, I'm going to drop you in it.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, now there's people writing in and they're saying, good evening, Fiona and Allan. Brilliant. Susanna Pearman Bradley. Oh, Allan, you are a hoot.
A hoot.
Love you. I mean, who do you mirror your female characters on?
Well, my female character, Auntie May, which is my panto character, is, you know who it is?
Well, I do, but they don't.
Oh, they don't. That's very true. I thought you
Well,
were
not-
actually doing an interview. I thought you'd forgotten. Well, I'll tell you what. I told this story on Radio Scotland. That I used to go to Ian Gourley, who was a musical director, who you know, a wonderful, wonderful man at STV. And when I went to the door, I'd ring the door, and a voice would go, "Oh, Dougie, somebody's at the door." And it was Ian Gourley's wife, whose name I can't remember. Anyway, she would open the door and she'd roar and laugh and she'd come in. So
Doris.
Doris.
Doris Gourley.
Well, I would go in and I did this maybe 4 or 5 times I was over at his house, and eventually they said, we want you to create a character for your television show, this was late 70s. And I thought, I'll do a woman, and I modelled it on Doris. So Doris became Auntie May, who was she's a bit more carnaptious than Doris was a lovely woman. Auntie May's not such a nice woman. But the amazing thing was I told this story on Radio Scotland, and 2 days later, Doris's daughter got in touch and said, I remember you coming to the house, and I didn't know it was my mum you had modelled Auntie May on.
Oh, really? Oh,
So I had a letter from her, and then I phoned her, and we chatted and everything like that.
Oh.
So it's lovely, yes. So that's who Auntie May is.
And for those of you who don't know who Ian Gourley was, wonderful musical arranger. I have another song that Ian Gourley wrote that you've just made me think.
It's going to be a long night, eh? At least, usually you've got somebody playing the accordion, but you've got nobody. It's just mouth music.
It's just you.
Well, I'm good on the drums, with
You're
the mouth drums.
Well,
what's this one then?
This is an Ian Gourley special that Doris would have heard. Because do you remember that they had a dog who used to attack the television?
Doogie.
When Harold Wilson came on.
Doogie. Yeah, Doogie was the dog.
Doogie,
She used to say,
Doogie.
Doogie, come and see. And then he would say Harold Wilson, the dog would go crazy.
I know.
He'd go a bit crazy at Keir Starmer now.
There's no politics.
No politics in this show.
This is a politics feature. Right. This is an Ian Gourley special.
Okay,
you ready?
right. Okay.
How I love my 2 little fishes. My 2 little fishes are simply delicious. I don't care for money in the bank, as long as I can watch my little fishes in a tank. They never bark or bite or waken me at night. They're happy as a fish can be, and they're never any bother, for my fishes love each other and they both love me.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. Do you not know any other than fish songs? Is that it? Is it? Well, dance with my daddy, sing to my mommy, dance buddy, when the boat comes in. That's the only fishy one I know.
Oh no, he wrote tiddly winky, tiddly winky, tiddly winky woo. I love you.
This is not actually showing Ian Gourley off to his best, actually. Poor man's dead, and it's 2 songs. One's about a fishy wishy, and one's about a tiddly winky. This is not good for Ian Gourley.
He once did a beautiful arrangement of Bridge Over Troubled Waters for me.
Oh, did he?
And he used to handwrite all his arrangements.
I know.
So I mean,
and it would be like we would write. He would write music that way.
Yeah.
Just off like that.
and
Fantastic.
in ink, in fountain pen.
Yeah.
So, given that you're being so horrible about my efforts,
No, I'm not being horrible. I wouldn't dream of that.
tell me, what songs are you singing in panto then?
Well,
Or is there anything
last
you
year,
can remember?
well, no, we haven't got anything yet. But last year I opened with one of David's songs. I opened with Giddy Up, which was Shania Twain's last single. And I
Well,
opened with
you
that.
probably don't know this. Alan is the father of 2 wonderful young people. I mean, David is a songwriter.
David's 34 now, Kate's 29.
Yeah.
David has hit it really massively big with songwriting and producing. So he had a massive hit with Dynamite, which was BTS.
Huge.
And he had Shania Twain's last single,
I
he had
didn't
Shakira's last single. But I opened with the song, so that's 2 years I've now opened with one of David's songs, which is a real buzz for me, you know,
Yeah.
to go out there. I wouldn't have done it if they weren't so well known, but they're well known songs.
Well, that's fantastic.
It's great, lovely feeling.
And is it as good as How I Love My 2 Little Fishes?
No, they're very special. In fact, I think you should talk to David and he could produce them up and give them a bit of a more of a tiddly-winky. What was the one?
Tiddly Winky Woo, I Love You,
That's
or
good as
I
well.
Hate Stew. I mean, there's all sorts of things you could do with the lyrics.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm just feeling downhearted that you're not instantly asking me to be in your pantomime, but never mind, my panto days are over. I want to say happy birthday to Sheena Reid. I want to say belated thank you. We've had the most wonderful weekend in Dublin. We only got back half an hour ago.
I know.
And to my sister-in-law Linda and my brother-in-law Michael, it's his birthday on the 13th. It was Ailey, my sister's birthday last week. It was my birthday last week.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, Did I miss it?
That was last week.
Did you tell anybody how old you are?
No,
or are you
I
keeping
did
it
not.
Quiet? No?
No, I did not. Did you tell anyone how old you were?
Yes, I don't mind.
Oh, you
I'm quite happy to tell people.
152?
I told Craig Rebel Horwood the other day, who I'm in the Wizard of Oz with, and he went, no. That's the reaction I love to get.
Well, but you told me that you went to get an OAP pass at the station in Aberdeen. This was not that long ago. And they didn't even question your age.
No,
and
they
you,
don't question me anyway. They asked
you were
to see my
very
senior rail card today, and I said, why? Is it because you don't believe I've got one? He went, no. So I showed him it and I got
It's very upsetting.
I love a senior rail card. It's great. Get things cheap. And yes, I'm very happy to be the age I am, and I'm enjoying myself, and I'm still working, and I'm not retiring. Everyone says to me, are you retiring? Why would I retire?
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. And anyway, Jane, your beautiful wife, she prefers when you're
yes, absolutely.
out of
Get
the
me
house.
out. Get me out. Yeah.
Now, Liz Mitchell says hello to you because she remembers the Rangers Social Club, and she delivered tea to you 54 years ago.
That is. Oh, yes.
Liz, I've told him.
Talking about tea. Wait, can I get my tea?
Yeah, get your tea. Get your tea.
Thank you.
Oh, and Kathleen Innes, she met you with Gerard Kelly, the late.
Ah, Gerard, the lovely
I mean,
Gerard.
and he was also amazing at pantomime.
Wonderful. I did Edinburgh Kings with him. The second year I did Dane was with him. He's wonderful.
What do you think makes a really excellent pantomime?
Well, it's changed a lot over the years. I mean, when you think of our first panto in the pavilion, my first panto in the pavilion, it was rickety is a good word for it, because the sets would shake, and we had to run to the middle to get to the microphone so they could hear us. We had organ and drums with the backing.
That's right.
I mean, now...
Jack
it is-
Mulroy. It was
Yes,
Jack Mulroy and Mary
lovely
Lee.
Jack.
Yeah.
I did 3 years with Jack.
Listen. Oh, Christ, you're marvellous, son. Marvellous. Very good.
I love Jack.
And Ricky, did you ever do one with
And
Ricky?
no, I never
did.
worked. I never
Ricky
worked
Fulton.
with Ricky. No, Ricky was really like that. Ricky wasn't as much fun as Jack.
No, but people just laughed at his face.
Exactly. He was just. I mean, I still watch some of the Scotch and Rise comes up on Facebook or on Instagram. They're fantastic.
They are, and actually Johnny
And they
Beck.
still stand up today.
Well, because they're funny.
Yeah.
They're just funny. It was his face. But as part of your career has also been as a top ranking, I hate to give you compliments, but I suppose I have to, impressionist.
Yeah, I don't do as many now. I put them all into one big number at the end, which I do We Are the World, and I do all the impressions in We Are the World.
And is that...
And there's a few thrown in between, but I do a lot of stand-up in the act, and not so many impressions now.
But who
Everyone's dead that I do.
What about Mick Jagger?
He's not dead, but I don't do it. No, I don't do it. People always say that. Let me throw some at you, and I go, no, please don't, because I don't do them. Billy Connolly is still. Yes, Billy. Now, I love Billy. I just wish he was still out there doing it. Don't you?
I love him.
You love him, don't you?
I do.
I'm not doing any impressions because I just.
But you're so good at them.
I don't really do them anymore.
Michael Crawford.
Oh. Well, I put a thing up on Facebook recently, dressed up as the wizard with all the gear on, and I said I'm going to play like Michael Crawford, and I said I'm going to do it different from everybody else. I am the Wizard of Oz. So I did all that. People said, "Good, I'm coming to see you doing that bad." I play it straight.
So the Wizard of Oz. Tell us, it's opening in Aberdeen tomorrow. So for anyone in Aberdeen, we're definitely going. Tell us what's special. You've got a wonderful cast.
Well, they're not known other than Craig Rebel Horwood, and he came into it after the Vivian, who was the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race, or whatever it's called. Excuse me. And Craig just come in just a couple of weeks after me, so we were new because I had been going for a while when I came into it. So Craig is wonderful. He's just such a great power on stage, and he's very funny.
People, because they just see him on Strictly, mainly on Strictly, they didn't realise. They don't realise.
We come up on the train together today, and I talked about things that he's done. Tonight, his Dancing with the Stars opens in Australia, which he recorded 3 months ago. And then he's got Strictly, then he's got a musical that he's directing and producing after this, and then he's got this that he's doing 32 weeks in or something. I mean, it's just, he never ever stops.
And that's just in his DNA. He just loves to work. But I don't think people probably realise that he can act, he can sing.
Exactly. He's going on a tour next year, just a singing tour with a band, and going out singing.
I read that.
And Rack on tour and
he's written an album and
he's got a single out at the moment. Yeah, he's an incredibly talented man.
But then so are you.
Ah,
And modest.
give us another fishy song.
Okay.
You've got to be another fish song. Is this because your husband,
the
golfer,
fiddle-a-dee with the
is
head
into
and
fish?
seed.
Is it because he's a fish man?
No, I just thought you needed to be exposed to some Northeast
do you know
culture.
that Francis supplies fish to countries? Not just restaurants, he supplies it to countries.
The world.
He's in a very big way of fish.
I'm really a fish wife.
Yes.
But I don't know that many fish songs. What I've sung,
Well, that's
is that
a bit
my
low.
whole repertoire?
Uncle Alistair, tell us a fish song.
There is one.
No, oh no.
Let me think. So, apart from pantomime, you also do lots of cruise ships, and so many people love cruising.
Well, we did a crossing to New York, didn't we?
We did.
You and some friends, and
Yep.
and me and
Ross King.
Ross was on it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
It was the Queen Mary after
Inaugural cruise.
it was the inaugural.
After it had
That's
been
the
refurbished.
only cruise I've ever been on.
Yeah, and it's a crossing isn't really like a cruise because it's
No, it's miles
much
and miles
more,
of sea.
Yeah, for
And
5
like-
days, 6 days. Yeah,
Where's the where the captain told us where the Titanic had.
I know.
Yeah, that was a.
It's not something.
I mean,
want
would
to
you
hear, is it?
would you like to sing the theme tune from the Titanic?
Yeah, and you go out front. Well, let's reenact it, right? You go behind the chair like that, and you go like that. What was the song again?
You know perfectly well. My heart will go on.
Oh yes, my heart will go on. Yeah.
I'm telling you who else is saying hello. Marlon Hughes, Jean Fakeney, Judy McPherson. My sister Christine was saying she can't wait.
I've seen her for so long.
Morgan, Deirdre.
Yes,
They're
yes.
all sending you lots of love.
That's lovely.
Katrina MacArthur, Sharon Logan, Lillian Marshall, Elma McGregor, Joni Toole in America. And I also want to say a shout out to Margaret Campbell-John, get well soon, and Phyllis Grant, get well soon. Because we have fantastic people watching every single week. People that have joined us, even if it's the wrong time.
Well, they'll all have been trying to come in at 6:30 because you're usually at 6 o'clock, is it?
Yeah.
So you've thrown them tonight.
Yeah, I have, but it was special.
It's a
because
special,
It was
yeah.
a special because you're here. So tell us about cruising, and you've done that for loads of years. Are you not?
Am I not
fed up
tired
with
with
that?
it? Well, you know, I love doing the show, especially on things like I do a lot of Cunard, so I'm on Queen Victoria or the Queen Elizabeth, and the theatres are replicas of the Palladium. You know, they've got circle, they've got the boxes, they've got the Prosac, they've got everything, and they're fabulous. Fabulous bands, fabulous sound, fabulous light. And I walk in there, and I love the work. I hate sitting around for 3 days in between that and doing my next show and then getting off. So I only really want to go in, do the show and go home. People say, oh yeah, but you can lie in the sun. But when you've been doing it for as long as I have and I'm on my own, you know,
Yeah.
I like to go back home,
Yeah.
see my dog, Harry,
Yeah.
my wonderful cockapoo and my wonderful wife
Yeah.
who's put up with me for 37 years. How long are you married now? To that man over there?
40 years this year.
40. Fantastic. And they said it wouldn't last.
That's been said once or twice.
A few people have.
Me too. Me too. They said it wouldn't last.
So, but you managed to fit in the sailing, cruising.
Yes, well, the
and
funny
then
thing
the
is, with this
pantos.
wizard, I've been able to slot in Michael Harrison, who's the producer, who I've worked with many, many times over the years. He can sing a song that I did in Panto 25 years ago, because he was a student at university and came in and saw it. And he sings it now, oh, my name is Auntie May and I'm the leader of the band. And he knows it, I can't remember it. He's got one of those incredible brains. Anyway, he's a wonderful producer. You've met him, haven't you?
I have,
Yeah.
yes.
And he said to me, right, do you want to do, at the end of London, the opening night of the Palladium in London, Wizard of Oz, he was in front of me and he turned round and he said, what part do you want to play on tour? So I said, Dorothy. So he said, he just looked at me like that and turned back, right? So I never thought any more about it. And then, obviously, months and months later, the tour's getting put together. And he writes to me one morning on WhatsApp, seriously, will you play the Wizard? So I went, yes, absolutely, you know. So I said, but I've got lots of things in and I've got my son's wedding and I can't. So he said, right, we'll fit it around about you. And there's another guy called Al Bourne. Gary started off, Gary Wilmot, then Al Bourne, and then me, and we slot in and out of each other. So it's been the greatest tour I could ever do because it's so easy and it lets me do all the other things. You know?
And if for those who are coming to see it, it's not like the film The Wizard of Oz, or is it?
Well,
or
yes, it's quite, I mean,
it's true to the story.
it is pretty much true to the story, and it's projection. So there's all the scenery is projected rather than it being like scenery come in and out.
Yeah.
We've got a lovely little Dorothy called Aviva, and she's just beautiful. She's got big eyes and her voice is sensational. The Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, all of these things. Now, I'm not got a big part. I open as Professor Marvel, and he sings a song to Dorothy and explains about the wonders of the world. Then I'm off for a long time, and then I come back on as in the green suit and the green hair, and I do the wizard.
But that's...
So it's a really nice little part.
And also having the contrast between pantomime, cruising,
Yeah.
because that whole cabaret circuit that you used to do,
know.
that's
Week
just
in,
gone.
week out,
That's just,
Well, the ships took over from that.
yeah.
I now fly out and do a ship, whereas I would have gone to Manchester or Birmingham to do a theatre club, you know?
Yeah.
They're all completely gone. There's no place to work on land. Maybe a couple of hotels do it, but
Yeah.
not
And there isn't the same the amount of people going out.
No.
I mean, I do remember you telling me a funny story about corporate events when you decided that you were never, ever, ever doing a corporate
It was
event.
Harrogate, and I went up to do a toy fair, the dinner after the toy fair, and they were smashed out of their heads at 9:30 when I was supposed to be on. But I didn't get on then. I didn't go on until 11:30. So you can imagine what state they were in. So I go on and do my first couple of numbers and I'm getting nothing. Like that. And then I thought, right, I'll do the big number. I'll do Freddie Mercury, Montserrat Caballé, Barcelona. I had this perfect dream. And I felt someone hit my head. I had this perfect dream. This dream was me and you. This dream was me and you. I want all that. Well, I thought, what's that? And I looked down and they'd given them pea shooters. And they were firing pea shooters at me. And it was bouncing off with bing, bing, bing. I had to finish the song. And of course, one started doing it, and they're all going, oh, did you get him? Yeah. Woo! Pow! It was being pelted with pea shooters. So I finished it, and I thought, well, I'm not doing any more. So I said, well, you're not really enjoying it. So I said, well, let's go on to the awards. So I had to give out the awards. And I said, this is the award for the best pram to John McElvie. And he'd shout, oh, no, I'm not coming out. Just give it, I'll get it later. Oh. And there's this woman standing, she'd come back, do another one. So eventually somebody came up and this woman said, right, we'll have a picture, please. She stood with this man that was winning. And she said, Alan, come in. He went, no, I don't want him. Get him out. So I got off stage and I stood at the back. I was shell-shocked. As well as pockmarked from the pea shooters. I thought, I can't go out, I can't walk through the audience. They'll shout at me or fire and the pea shooters at me again. So I went down the fire escape into the garden, climbed over the wall, I fell over the wall, and I've got my props under my arm and everything with me over the wall. And I went in up to the room, into the front door, and I phoned Jane. I said, that's it! Finished! No more. So I never did. I told every agent, I'm not doing them anymore.
I mean, that I don't blame pea shooters.
Yes. I mean, sometimes it was a, you know, them.
Oh yeah. Oh
But a pea shooter's worse.
no, that was.
No, I don't think there's another act out there that's had pea shooters fired at him during his act.
you see what he has had to put up with in his career?
Yes.
And now, I mean, you deserve all the accolades.
Yes.
In the pantos, in the...
Nobody fires pea shooters in The Wizard of Oz.
Till
Yet.
tomorrow.
Wait till tomorrow.
Yes.
You too.
Yes. That's just...
No.
So are you're not singing in this at all?
Yes, I've
Oh,
got
you
one
are-
big,
you've
big
got
song,
one-
which
you've got one
took
big
me
song?
3 months to learn there.
3
Dorothy,
months?
there are other ways to see the world, so shift your gaze to this extravagant appliance, mainly magic, slightly sized, with no stressful travel plans as you don't have to move from Kansas City. Oh, a little fishy came running down into the sea with a fishy, 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 fishy.
I bet you're going to beat a path to this now.
It really took me 3 months to learn it. It's
How?
wordy, wordy, wordy.
3 months.
That's how long it takes me to learn songs.
But is it very, very wordy?
Very, very wordy.
Okay, I will.
And I remember in that pavilion panto that we did, I did a Hogmanay show, and they asked me to sing "Get On Down the Road," which even in those days I
that
couldn't learn
Come
songs.
On,
Get on down the road, and I had to learn it. So I had 3 weeks in the dressing room going over and over and over it on my beatbox, and I thought, I think I know, and it came to the night of it. And it was live television. I went out, get on down, when the man comes down the street, head, see them walking down the street. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. So I couldn't learn songs then.
But
And
you
here
had a
I am.
memory.
There I am 50 years later. But I can I do all of my words now, I do them now.
Have you ever...
I'm tired out here.
I was going to ask if you remembered any songs that we sang in the pan.
We sang-
We did quite a
I
few
bet you can't
pantos
remember.
together. I can.
Beat Me With a Rhythm Stick.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That's
That was a big hit at the time.
Yeah.
Ian Dury.
Ian Dury and the Blockheads.
Did
Did
we
you
do
not
that?
just do that in the classroom scene?
I think so.
I
yeah.
think I don't think
You're
I was
not-
in that.
is that
No,
you, yeah?
no. Can you remember? This is like the Forget Me Not Club. Can you remember a song that we sang when you were Buttons and I was Cinderella? Because I remember. It's actually on the
Remind
printer
me,
through the
remind me.
house.
You want to get it?
What was it?
Well, it was Elton John and Kiki.
Don't go breaking my heart.
I couldn't if I
Oh
tried.
yes, because it had just been a hit at that
Oh,
time,
honey,
obviously.
if I get... And we also did Summer Lovin' Had Me a Blast.
Oh, did we do that as well?
Summer Love... Because Mary Lee wanted to sing You're the One That I Want. And she wouldn't let us do that one. So we had to do Summer
So
Days.
did we not do the You're the One That I Want?
Drifting away. Ba-da, oh, the summer nights. Wella, wella, wella. But we've got no music tonight, so it's just us, and we're probably going to go in a minute because...
Is there anybody there? Are we just talking to ourselves? Are we?
You have no idea how many people watch this.
Well, why are they not writing
They all
anything?
share it because they're listening avidly.
All
because
right.
they only put their names when we stop.
I
Or
wouldn't like to think I told the pea shooter story to nobody.
but no, but it goes on YouTube. So it's uploaded onto YouTube, and then
Oh, does it?
thousands of people watch it
Oh,
tomorrow.
I didn't know that. Well, that's good.
Because Steve Baxter, the great graphic designer, he puts it up for me, and Neil Strachan saying it's fantastic, and Linda Patterson saying hello, and Aileen Beard saying laugh out loud. Ella Grieve is loving you, and Brian Green. Plenty people watching
that's
online
all right
just
then.
now live.
Oh, it's really
And
moving now, isn't
Amanda Keith, they
Look,
wait.
hearts are going up there.
Exactly. Sheena Reid still here. Excellent. Thank you, says Barbara. Patricia Wilson, we are watching
Oh,
you.
they are watching. Is Uncle
Max,
Alistair watching though? Can
loving
he not
it.
type?
Rachel's watching, and there's 113 at least writing in right now. Fred, yes, we are. Isa,
That was
Crem-
because I
just
said,
ca-
is there anybody watching?
Isa's
They're all
saying,
writing now.
Isa's saying she's just joined us, so you're going to have to say it all again. Live, Bonnie Aguilar. Hello, Bonnie. Vivian from South, I think it might be.
That's quite good.
Hello from, you see, look,
There's
they're
a
all-
Stewart, yeah.
Peter Stewart, Liz Matthew, Margaret Reed Mackenzie watching from Och. That you think that says Avach, but it's Och. See you in Christmas. Neil Strachan's coming. George says brilliant. I don't know why. Joni, she's in America. and Anne, look, lovely. Dawn Chisholm,
This is a
very
lot.
funny. Look, they're all watching.
Well,
Fabulous
that's good.
patter.
But sometimes, you get 15, 20,000 people.
Sometimes there's 15 or 20,000.
No, I heard him. He's sitting there.
I just felt I'd repeat it so that you all heard it.
Really? You get that many sometimes, see?
You've no idea.
Have
no idea.
you monetized this?
No.
Oh, come on.
No, I
you
know.
could be doing that advertising.
I know, but I don't know how to do that. Because I just know that I'm very fond of all the people that are writing in, because
Yeah,
I
it'd be
know
annoying
them.
if there was adverts. But there'd be
And
just an
Ella-
advert at the beginning and one at the
Ella's
end.
loving it.
You could advertise fish.
Actually,
Did you know that the fish in this world are disappearing? Did you know that?
golfer, would you say that?
No? All right, we're all right then.
No, we're actually fine.
I like lemon sole.
Yes, well, you're having salmon tonight.
Oh, good.
But do you like salmon?
Not really, no. But never mind. I've eaten before I came. I wasn't taking any
We might have
chances.
one sold in the freezer.
Or we might have...
No, I ate before I came. I had a really nice fish and chips. I'm in a very strange hotel. It's a bit like a prison. Very modern, very
St.
new, but
Peter
it's
Head.
like a prison. That's what it's like. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this week here in Aberdeen. It's my last week before I go off to LA. I've got one more shoot and then I go to LA and then I come back and it's my son's wedding on the 31st of August.
Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely.
So yeah, I'm looking for. I've had a great year. I had a fabulous year. So many different things happening.
Well, I am thrilled, as I know everybody out there is thrilled that you've come and joined me in the kitchen.
Well, we've
with
had a
the
laugh
golf-
now. You don't usually have a laugh in your show, do you?
We do.
Do you? Oh, it's like kind of a chuchter laugh. It's like, oh, it's a different type of sense of humour. I'm in the.
Oh, rock-a-lime, pedal-lime, rock-a-lime, zoo, rock-a-lime, pedal-lime, rock-a-lime, zoo, rock-a-lime, pedal-lime, rock-a-lime, zoo, rock-a-lime, rock-a-lime, zoo,
That's a dance song. That was the one he used to count the audience to. Remember, he'd come out and he'd go, he was on the door, so he wanted to find out how many people are in. He'd go, oh, so by the end of the song, he knew exactly how many people were in. Remember that?
Counted the house.
Yes.
It knew exactly.
And then he did the bottle of whiskey in the break for
Oh, that's right, a raffle.
a raffle. What
And
a
there was
man
the
he
donkey.
was.
There was the pin the tail on the donkey.
Did you do that as well?
Yep, he did. That was that. He was pre-game shows. He was ahead of his time. That
Certainly
man.
was. He certainly
He
was.
was. Anyway, thank you.
Thank
He's
you.
exhausted.
I've enjoyed it. I love talking about myself. It was just lovely.
This is much better than a podcast.
Absolutely.
I mean, next time you appear in our kitchen, we'll have a band.
Okay, well, I'll do a band
We'll
and I'll
do
bring
a band.
a guitar.
Bring a guitar, because this was all a bit last minute because we were travelling. We didn't know if we were going to get back, but we did. So we're very relieved,
Yeah.
and it's really nice. It's lovely to see you, and we haven't even put the heating on.
Well, they never do. I've got to tell you, this, it might not look cold, but this is the coldest house in the world. I've stayed here 2 or 3 times. I'm sleeping with about 3 or 4 jumpers on and socks. There was one time I got up, went into the bathroom because it was the only place there was a heated rail and slept in there. Oh my God, it's cold. That was worse than the pea shooters.
He's back. Oh, listen, lovely to have you with it. Thank you for joining us on this Monday at a different time. And I will see you next week with a musician. I don't know who
Yes.
yet because it will be a bit of a surprise.
Somebody with a harp or something like that, or a flute.
Do you know, it takes all sorts.
Do you know what? And the train coming up today, this is the truth. I took a photo of it, and the train coming up today, I went to go to the loo, and there's a little room, a little door, and it says on it, look, stay out, bagpipes practice room. No. That's on a train.
That can't be true.
A bagpipe practice room.
That can't.
That's what it
Who
says.
practices the pipes on a train?
But, and it says, was it for public, not for public use. So they obviously don't think a bagpipe player is one of the public. But that's what it says. I wouldn't make that up.
No. Did you find a loo eventually?
I did. No, I just went in there and peed in his bagpipes.
That's it. The show's over. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Alan.
Bye-bye.